Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. I just wanted to take a brief moment and redirect everybody's attention back to at least the fundamental aspects of Ripple and XRP. And I want to do this because there's been quite a bit of eclectic dialogue happening in the XRP community, especially the talk around still the 589 talk and riddles and codes and bears. And I think that that's caused quite a bit of controversy recently. And again, I just want to make sure that we all focus our attention on really what's happening with Ripple, because even outside of that bickering with that, what's happening in the XRP community, Ripple is still going to do what they need to do to be a very successful company and to make a very successful coin out of XRP. So I wanted to show everybody this article I stumbled across here entitled The Ripple Mafia. I'll leave a link in the description for everyone to check out as well. I implore everyone to read it. Even if you're someone who has been tenured into the cryptocurrency ecosystem and knows a lot about Ripple, this is a great refresher. But again, it's an article I stumbled across when looking a little bit further into Ripple and XRP. Right off the bat, you can see it asks quite a bit of questions regarding the history or the precursor history of crypto, and it also gives some links there. Of course, anything in red and this underline, you can actually see that that is a link source. You can go check it out just as well. Some of these are videos, so it's hard to determine right off the bat what's going to lead me to an article or a video, but I'll let you guys do that yourself. The idea is that this article in particular goes ahead and does a lot of that linking all together and summarizes it very well for you. So again, it's a very, very good read. As you can see, one of the questions that it says is, what if I told you Ripple is older than Bitcoin? Again, if you're someone who already knew this is a great refresher. Click on that option that says older. It links you directly to bitcoinmagazine.com. As you can see, here's the article talking about the introduction of Ripple. As you can see also, this is from February 26, 2013. It's written by co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin. So very interesting here that we have an older article. Again, this is just simply linked there to give you a good reference that this is written by someone who has a substantial amount of clout behind his name. And he's talking about the introduction of Ripple. As you can see here, one of the paragraphs, it says, the Ripple project is actually older than Bitcoin itself. The original implementation was created by Ryan Fugger in 2004, the intent being to create a monetary system that was decentralized and could effectively empower individuals and communities to create their own money. So again, you have from Vitalik Buterin the talk of Ripple being older than Bitcoin, not by very much, obviously a couple of years, but the idea is that Ripple was definitely in the works before Bitcoin was. So very interesting to start this particular article off here. And of course, you can see Ripple, the company, and of course it talks a little bit more in depthly about Ripple as well. People that work for Ripple, such as Chris Larson here, you can see that he is the executive chairman of Ripple, and he also believes that XRP could help prevent the next financial crisis by releasing tied up capital. And it also gives a link source to that just as well. Here you can see how did everything begin. Of course, we talked about this just briefly. Ryan Fugger started developing Ripple in 2004. In 2012, it turned into OpenCoin Inc. by Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito, David Schwartz, and Chris Larson. A year later, the company was backed by some of the best-known venture funds in Silicon Valley. They include Google Ventures, Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, and Andreessen Horowitz, the company who sold Skype to Microsoft for a whopping $8.5 billion. So again, a lot of information right off the bat in a short amount of time, a lot of connections as far as big names connected directly to Ripple. So of course you can see the talk of Peter Thiel, connecting Peter Thiel to the PayPal Mafia with the names such as Elon Musk, Steve Chen, Reid Hoffman, and Russell Simmons. And you know Elon Musk from SpaceX and Tesla, so of course very big names there when it comes to the PayPal Mafia, again related directly to Peter Thiel, who is then of course connected to Ripple just as well. So very interesting when it comes again to some of these big names. Now, going a little bit further, you can see that it talks about Jed McCaleb, who is the founder of OpenCoin, also of Mt. Gox and eDonkey. He is actually someone who co-founded Ripple, and he left Ripple to create Stellar. We understand who Stellar is. They're a $5 billion market cap. Of course, Justin Sun was actually part of Ripple as well. He left to create Tron, which is a $1.5 billion company. And of course, you have here some other familiar faces. The very end face here, that is David Schwartz. We know that he definitely works for Ripple as well. And he goes into a little bit of detail about some of these individuals, such as Chris Larson. Again, he's the executive chairman. We show that talks about Susan Athey. She's a senior economist consultant to Microsoft and Ripple's board member. Basically, she is responsible for the partnership for Ripple and Bill Melinda Gates' foundation. You have Ken Kurson, who is related to the Trump family. You have Gene Sperling, who is the chief economic advisor to Hillary Clinton. David Schwartz, who is Ripple's lead developer, who, interesting enough, worked for CNN and NSA on multiple occasions. And here you have the Bilderberg Group, and of course there's a connection between the Bilderberg Group and Ripple. And it says here, senior decision makers from companies like IBM, Xerox, Nokia, Daimler, Google, and Amazon meet together with monarchs, politicians, and academics in every year to discuss business opportunities. Interesting enough, Susan Athey joined Ripple shortly after attending the Bilderberg Group meeting in 2013. So very interesting that we have, again, connections with these different names, these different companies, these different entities, if you will, related to Ripple. And interesting enough, here you have other types of connections to the Bilderberg Group. You have Peter Thiel, one of the earliest Ripple investors. His colleagues are present at almost every Bilderberg Group meeting. And you have Bill Clinton, who is another member of the group, who is also a keynote speaker at the Ripple Swell that we heard about a couple months ago. We also have Ben Bernanke, the former Federal Reserve chairman, who also regularly participates at those particular Bilderberg meetings just as well. And he was somebody who spoke at Swell last year. So very, very interesting when it comes to the connection made here with Bilderberg Group. And I wanted to point out something that I found very interesting here. Someone actually got together all the information when it comes to linking multiple companies to the Bilderberg Group. As you can see, multiple companies all over the place. Some of these are actually very closely linked to not just cryptocurrency but Ripple as well. As you can see, there's American Express as a big name. You can see there's Apple, there's Goldman Sachs, and this is just on the big business side of things. There's Microsoft, Xerox, McDonald's. If you go over here, you can see on a political side of things, you have Hillary Clinton, Mitt Romney, the Bushes. You have more people that are connected directly to Hillary. Just a very political stance here inside of things. Again, all this, you go around the circle, you can see it's just huge. And I'm bringing this up because they're tied to certain members of people that are part of the same Bilderberg meeting group. And here is the Bilderberg Group. These are all the guys that meet together here, and again, they're all connected to all of these companies in some form or fashion. So you can see that Ripple being really connected to the Bilderberg Group in this particular fashion here that we just explained, and then you connect it directly to something as big as this right here, and you see how large the Bilderberg Group's reach is. You can easily see that this right here could allow for Ripple's reach to be as big just as well. So again, quite a bit of connections here. A lot of information in this article. You can see it clearly goes on to talk about additional groups that are tied in some form of fashion to Ripple. Also as well, you can see that you have other names that we are familiar with. American Express, I just pointed out from that little diagram. MoneyGram, BBV, you have U.S. Credit Bank. So there's Santander, Standard Chartered. Again, you have some more information here. You can see that overall Ripple is partnered with more than 100 banks and financial service providers. They give links to that. Again, just a substantial amount of information here. Look at this. It talks about the integration of Ripple with Temenos. I've talked about that as well. So please, guys, I implore you all to go read this article, get a general idea of this kind of connection that's being made here. And of course, again, if you're somebody who already knew this is just a great refresher course. The article again is called The Ripple Mafia, and again, fantastic read. It's not that old, so get a good idea of how this works out. I'll leave a link in the description for this, and also that little chart that our diagram chart that I showed you as far as the Bilderberg group. And let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, and share this with everybody, guys. Get this out there for everybody so they can get a general idea of how the Ripple connection is being made. And just as well, if you haven't already checked out ledger.com for your Ledger Nano S, you can actually get them right now for 30% off at ledger.com. So it's going for the Ledger Nano S and the Ledger Blue. Again, 30% off, guys. You got the holidays coming up. Most certainly check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night.